How would we know if she's having trouble? Because we don't have phones.
Recording in progress.
I might have given her, because it said #success at the end. And I'm like, that doesn't look like it's part of the link. Can you,
Nope. Ally, where are you?
I have an idea.
Do you have your computer?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Get that computer. Get it. Welcome to the jungle.
Mom goes to college.
Facts.
Your mom goes to college.
Your mom.
Okay.
Just really.
She's probably freaking out.
There she is.
Oh.
It's like when you want your period to start, you wear white.
Yeah. It's just like that.
Friend!
She can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
She's connecting.
I get excited. Hello!
Hey.
Hi, friend. We can't hear you still. Hi!
Hi.
How is you?
Can you hear me or should I grab my headphones?
No, this
We
is
can
good.
hear you.
Okay, cool.
This is good. I don't know why it's doing this. Why it's not going back and forth. Is that okay?
I don't know.
I don't either.
You're in charge.
Fuck, I don't know what I'm doing. It's okay. Hi, friend. We are recording. So
Did you take your hair out?
Cool.
You took your hair out.
I do love
Yeah, I
it.
have my hair out.
Yeah.
I love the mullet. It's a good look.
Yeah.
It is.
Thanks.
It's very fitting.
Curly.
I'm thinking I should
I
just
didn't
do
even know that I had these curls.
Oh yeah. Oh no, they're there.
I thought that I had straight hair
No.
until this year.
Yeah.
Do we need to do something?
I don't know. I don't know how to fix it.
So first we'd like to call out, first of all, before we even welcome to the body, okay, there's a jungle in here.
There is an
And
absolute
I have
jungle in here.
accidentally worn my jungle shirt. So
We were
what
singing,
the
"Welcome
actual
to the
fuck is
jungle."
going on?
We don't really know. It's okay. She's rocking it. She's fitting on theme, on brand.
I mean,
We also
fine.
switched up our situation today, and
I do that. I kind of dig it. It's cool.
this feels more
Yeah.
like, hey, we're having a conversation
Right.
instead of we're 20 yards away and they're there somewhere.
Yeah.
So we're doing it. She hates the
Plan.
plans. She hates the plans. Either way, we're so glad that you came. Thanks for taking the time. And
Welcome.
Thanks for inviting me.
yeah, we love having it. We love having you.
welcome to What the Body.
What the body? We're here.
We're here.
With
We
the
got
amazing Ally.
Yeah.
Ally Abbs.
Ally Abbs, you had, first of all, your bio was amazing. We'll get into that, but tell me about the weekend.
Oh gosh. So I competed in South Carolina's strongest strongman and strongwoman competition. I took second place in a extremely stacked
Yeah.
open women's class.
That's
Some
awesome.
You crushed
strong
it.
bitches up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. You did great.
Super strong bitches. I was very happy to be able to share the stage with them and just give it my all.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing strongman competitions, strongwoman competitions? Because I've known you a long time. So let's run it back.
Gosh, well, I started with powerlifting
Mm-hmm.
way back. I think I'm going on 7 years. I think I like counted it out and it's like 7 years, give or take. So I started with powerlifting, dabbled in that for a while, and then I started adding in strongman because, like, honestly, that was kind of like the ultimate goal. I just wasn't strong enough yet.
Yeah. I want to go back further though, because
Yeah.
your bio was amazing. We've talked a lot about you know her, but she kind of put together this like chronicle of her story,
Which I love.
and it's a good one.
And we
So-
met in 16.
Oh.
16. Right? No, 17. 2000.
No, 17 or 18, I feel like.
Yeah, because I was already shooting boudoir. That's right. And our first shoot was
May
on.
have even been 18 or 19.
No, I don't think it was that late because I left Myrtle Beach in 18.
Okay.
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
had to have been 17, 18. But yeah, so when I first met you, you were in your powerlifting phase. And
was.
tell people the difference between
I was just-
powerlifting
yeah.
and strongman
I
stuff.
had no idea.
Because a lot of people don't know the difference and they just assume it's all the same. So walk us through what the difference is first.
Yeah. So powerlifting is just 3 lifts. you have squat, bench, and deadlift. When you step on the platform for that, that's all you're performing. You get 3 shots at each of those lifts. Your best out of all of them is what your total amount lifted is.
And that's accumulative, right? They add all those weights together.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then the best person wins. It is broken down into weight classes, which that's a whole nother thing.
Right. You get into, yeah.
Yeah. It is broken down into weight classes, and there's like a scoring system based off of your body weight versus how much you lifted. And then strongman and strongwoman is anything. So this past weekend, I did a max log press, which is like this big metal log that I had to like press overhead.
Yeah.
We had an axle bar deadlift, which is like a really thick barbell, basically, that we had to do that for reps. And this one was really cool. It was a Husafell stone, which
I saw that.
The original Husafell stone is from Iceland. But here in the US, we carry like metal ones. And the promoter, Costin, he got ones made in the shape of South Carolina, which was super cool. So I was literally carrying South Carolina in my arms. I can't wait to see the pictures because I know I look super cool. Like I had my shades on and everything.
Love it.
Was fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And then we like threw some sandbags, and then we did farmers carries, which are like big metal, I don't know, racks that we have to carry. With you.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So like anything goes in strongman.
That's
like
what I was
if
going to ask.
Awkward and heavy, just like pick it up and do something with it.
Got it.
Yeah.
And how many events are in that? Is it different every time?
It's different every time. Usually there's not like the same combination for every competition, but it's 5 to 6 events for each competition.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yeah. And get into the weight classes, because I thought that was really interesting. It was a really interesting sort of pivot of your story. That's a good one.
Yeah. So initially when I started powerlifting, I was about, I think my very first competition I weighed in at 212 pounds.
Okay.
I'm 5'6", and like I wasn't fat or like anything, just like an athletic body. 200 pounds is a very normal weight to be. And y'all know me, so you know that like weight, who cares?
Right.
But, you know, as a beginner athlete and whatnot, like, and young, I was like 21 or 22 when I started. So like, yeah, it was kind of a mind fuck. Like, so like all of these lightweight and middleweight weight classes, and then it got to 185 pounds. And then everybody over 185 pounds is considered a super heavyweight.
What?
Yeah. 185 pounds for a woman.
I stopped weighing myself around then. I was playing basketball in college, and that was my playing weight, was 185, and I was like ripped. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. So I will say that like in my early days, I got it in my head that 200 pounds, I was too small to be a super heavyweight. I was too small because I was going against girls that were like 250 and plus.
Right.
Like I was very small. And listen, I have been so dense my entire life that people always, when they guess my weight, you know, they undershoot so much.
Right.
Because I'm just like a dense body. I weigh a lot.
Right.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But eventually, after like 2 years of powerlifting, I decided to make the cut to 185 pounds, and I messed up my body so bad. It was not even funny.
Yeah.
It took 2 years after that to like get my hormones back in check and start feeling like myself again.
Yeah.
And around that time is when I met you, Caitlin.
Yeah.
And
that was like the very start of your journey back to where you are now, where you're like strong as fuck, healthy as fuck. You're living your best life. You know what I mean? And like you were struggling. You were really struggling. After our photo shoot, we went and ate and you were like, I just don't feel good. Like nothing feels good. And your body was hurting. You were having gut issues, like all sorts of stuff.
Gut issues.
Yep. Whew. Yeah. And it's crazy how that works like that. When you think intentionally, because doctors have told you your whole life that a thinner body is more healthy, that we do these crazy things to try and get to a thinner body.
But it's not only that, like she doesn't want to compete with, you know,
right?
the way they had the weight classes. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now you feel like you have to size down, which is common in this like wrestling sort of weightlifting universe, right? Like to shed weight.
Yeah.
And so you're doing that. And what were you doing to do that?
I was like barely taking in any calories.
Okay.
I was doing cardio. I mean, living at the beach, I was running the beach 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Like, and that messed up my hips so bad. Cause like you're running on sand and it's like this. Like, how is that good for you?
Right.
Right.
It's not.
And you're just trying to force your body into a box that it really ultimately doesn't fit that box.
No.
No, and it didn't. Like, I literally looked like skin and bones at 185 pounds.
Yeah.
Right. On my frame, I looked like I was going to keel over at any moment. And not to mention, I was a bitch. Like,
so am I on a daily if I don't eat.
Me.
Yeah.
Like, y'all know how I get when I get hungry?
That's this one.
I was hungry 24/7.
Oh, the
worst.
worst.
Want to be around myself. Like, I would put myself in timeout.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna need a minute.
Look, I'm gonna need a second.
Worse than you, Jess. Worse than you.
Okay. I didn't know that was possible.
I didn't think that was possible, but that's okay.
No,
I am too.
was
We're all
so
like
bad.
that. We're all like that. So talk to me about how you got to a place where your body was no longer intended to be small. Like you made the decision to no longer worry about your weight per se, no longer try and cut to be in this weight class. How did you navigate the waters of your body changing and how did that affect you mentally?
So honestly, doing that very first photo shoot with you, Caitlin, helped me a lot. And that was like immediately after I had cut a ton of weight and was starting to gain weight. Like I literally had to have a conversation with myself. And I spent a lot of time at the beach, like searching and like getting grounded.
Yeah.
At that point in my life, saying, listen, you need to do something that is going to be more sustainable for your body.
Right.
Or you're not going to have a good time and you're not going to be around.
Yeah.
So you're going to be injured. I was dealing with hip injuries, with shoulder injuries, like with my body was literally fighting back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Saying stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it
then,
was literally telling me to stop. And I was like, okay.
Heard.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it seems to be a very common though theme to do a photo shoot with Caitlin and then all of a sudden love your body.
It's
crazy. I mean, this is like almost every person that
we've had several
shot
of
with you
people.
has said, no, that was the pivotal moment.
Yeah. And we've shot, how many times have we shot now? 7, I think.
7, 8, maybe.
Maybe 8. And it is so fun to me to see the journey of how your body has changed and how not one is better than the other. They're all valid and worthy and deserving of dope images. Like it's such a celebration. And it's, some people would look at those and they'd be like, oh, it's a great before and after. Fuck that.
No.
They're a constant celebration of who you are as a human.
It's a journey.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And everyone has had such a different flair and theme and feel. And they've ranged from like outdoor stuff to indoor stuff to fun, playful skates to
sexy time
on the beach to short hair to, I mean, you name it. Like we've sort of done it all.
Well, and I think what I want to hit on too, in part of your journey is like figuring out the confusion / fluidity of the gender that you've been sort of morphing through and trying to figure out and debating and thinking about. And it was really interesting because you and I had a really long conversation at the photo shoot about this because I had so many questions. And even from that conversation to the bio is changed. And I just feel like you're so much more confident in it. So definitely want to hit on that too.
Yeah. So, I mean, going back to that very first photo shoot with Caitlin again, like I knew shooting with her that like I wanted to bring some of my masculine energy
right
to the table. in like a feminine way and then some of my feminine energy to the table in a masculine way.
Yeah.
And like all of those things that you just said, like we have done all of those different themes, but the one theme that has stayed constant, or maybe it's just an overall vibe, has been the masculine and feminine energy and just like bringing that to the table and twisting it up.
Yeah.
There's one photo shoot I did with Caitlin. I was in like this sexy little red lingerie thing with like, I don't know, it was like all lacy and everything. And I like just stood there like all
like bossy.
Yeah, I love that.
Spread out, just like baller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt so freaking powerful doing that. And I was in like a super feminine outfit, but I was just giving off like such masculine vibes.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that has helped me just become so fluid in my gender. Like there's not any time where I feel like, oh, I'm like 100% woman, I'm 100% like man, like, or in between. Like I have little moments of femininity, little moments of masculinity, and I just like bundle that all up, and this is me.
Yeah. I also think that it's really important to note that in boudoir and in posing in general, there are no male poses and there's no female poses. It is all about energy. And I love that you reference that like dominant, submissive energy more so than the actual like, this is a mask presenting pose. It's whatever energy you bring to it. Like I can put you in a super arched back pose with like really dead set eye contact, and it's going to feel more masculine or more strong than it is anything else. Like it's so much fun to watch, especially when people come in and are experiencing gender euphoria for the first time, where they actually feel seen and embraced in the gender that they identify with, right? Like just allowing people to be whatever they want to be, because I think that's part of the celebration of taking photos. And so just allowing you to show up the way that you authentically want to, I think is the most important part. And I don't think photographers do that very well, because there's this idea that boudoir is inherently very feminine, very frou-frou, very like super sexy for the male gaze. And it's not.
No.
It's about celebrating the power of who you are and stepping into the person that you are authentically.
Well, I have met people who have, couples who have, you know, done a photo shoot with you. I have yet to meet someone that said, I got these pictures done for my husband. Or,
It's
I mean,
very rare.
they're doing it for themselves.
Yep,
And
it's
that's
very rare.
like, I feel like Ally has done that. And so, Ally, what are your pronouns?
I use she, they pronouns.
Okay.
I work in corporate America, so honestly, like I get referred to as she a lot, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
I've lived 29 years of my life as a woman, and that is completely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I am close to you though, I will go ahead and let you know, because that's a form of me telling me that I care about you and I care about how like you respect me. And then I also use they pronouns, and that is also fine. Like this past weekend, competing at a strong woman competition, I felt very womanly in my power.
Okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
But I also had like masculine vibes. Like, let me tell you, I threw a 40-pound sandbag
I saw it.
over,
Yeah.
and I threw more than most of the men there for the day.
Shut the fuck
Nice.
up. That's so dope.
I'm just gonna let you know. So
Yeah.
like,
You should be
whatever
letting
the fuck
people
you
know.
are, you can be strong and powerful.
Yes.
Like whatever you feel like. And that made me feel so womanly and powerful that I threw
I'm
more
having
than
a
most
moment.
of the men there. Honestly,
I love this.
You were fantastic.
Yeah, it's interesting because so I just had a little bit of an aha moment. I'll try to think out loud. Like feminine has always been small and petite and quiet and calm and right. That is not, I mean, I'm little, but I'm fierce and I have a very strong personality. I say what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I ride hard for who I ride hard for.
Absolutely.
I love hard. I'm like, when I'm in it, I'll kill for you. Like, let's go. Right. This is the Aries in me. Like I'm here for you. Loyal to a fault. Right. But very strong energy. And I've heard from various people throughout my life, like, you're just so brash. You're just so bold. You're just so right. And it's like, we both are wired. We all are wired as a human being with feminine and masculine energy. Okay.
Yeah.
Believe what you want. That's the way we're wired. We have feminine energy, we have masculine energy. And based on a lot of different things, I believe that, stuff shows up differently. But I very much am not in that box of feminine, petite, calm, gentle, let me get you a cookie. Fuck that.
Why
swear,
the fuck do
I
we
show
have
up.
those? Yes.
I'm brash. I'm bold. I stick up for people. I'm very loud. Right? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm in the room, and that should be tamed at certain times and in meetings. And what'd you say?
Your presence when you show up.
Yeah.
Like, we know that you're in the room because you're a motherfucking presence.
That's fair. But so you can be feminine. Okay, there's a mic there. You can be feminine and show up and take space and be loud and be seen and heard. And
I think the whole goal of this podcast is to take down the stereotype of what
the words mean.
What gender means, what showing up looks like. Like, we don't fit a box. The people on the show don't fit a box.
Right.
We have been told all of our lives by society that we are the other.
Well,
we're not the other. We are the fucking norm.
Well,
right? Like,
right. But it's like the box. It's like, well,
what the fuck's the box?
To Ally's point, like, I don't have a box. Right. I am masculine in ways and I'm feminine in ways, and I'm proud of those both. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to she, her, and he, him. I want to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, there's no rules.
Right.
No.
Like, life, there are no rules, and you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yep.
It feels good to you. Mm-hmm. It feels good to you.
Right.
And I think there's a shit ton of power in that. And I think the powers that be, our society has noticed how much power there is in the freedom of us expressing ourselves the way that we want to. And I think it's scary for a lot of the older generation. I think
because it's confusing.
It's confusing, but they also go, I had to suppress myself for years and years and years. Why the fuck do you have the audacity to celebrate it? Right.
There wasn't a third box, if you will. Right. But I remember when we did our photo shoot, Ally came with us to the Wilmington, and it was the morning that I'm going to make this up a little bit. It was one of the mornings. And I was like, can I ask you some questions? Because you were talking about how you were going through some, like, I'm trying to figure out if, like, I'm just having some gender identity thoughts. I'm just thinking about it and exploring, and, I'm thinking about it. And I was like, I don't know what that means. Right. Yeah. Because I've never felt like I was interested in women sexually, or I never was confused about my gender. And I think a lot of people listening are probably like, I don't. Yeah. And it's this older generation maybe too, is like, what does that mean?
Right.
And you were like, I'm a little confused about it too. Like,
you came with a lot of grace. 100%. Yeah.
I'm so confused, but like, I'm just doing what feels good for me.
Right.
Right. But your point was, and you're going to be able to say it better than me rehashing your words, but it was like, I feel masculine. I feel feminine. I'm attracted to women. I'm attracted to men. Like, I'm just trying to figure it all out. And it was just such a great conversation about, like, well, what does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's important to have those conversations too.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, we all just live in this dark place of, I must be the only person on the planet that has questions about my identity. Right. I must be the only person on this planet who is having dysmorphia with my body, or thinking that I'm unusual for having both male and female energy. Like, why do we not talk about this? Why do we sit in solitude and think, I'm the only person on this planet that does this? I feel like you show up in a way that goes, fuck you. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to be in your face about it in the best possible way. Yeah. And polite and funny and adorable and handsome and all the things. And you're just going to show up authentically. And that, to me, is my favorite kind of human. It's why you're one of my favorite people on this planet, is because you just don't give a fuck and you have the hard conversations. And I think it's just beautiful how you do it, And
my favorite thing was that you didn't say, well, Jess, let me explain this to you. It was like, I don't know either. I feel masculine. I feel feminine. Right. I'm repeating what I just said, but I think it's important, because I think there's a lot of people out there that, you're allowed to be queer, and you're allowed to explore different pronouns to see how they feel. Mm-hmm. And you did that.
Yeah. I feel like if you don't try them on, you're never going to know.
Right. And you don't have to be this exact box checking, I was like, I don't know how to answer all of your questions. This is part of the reason I'm on this journey, because I just know that I'm not one or the other, and I'm just trying to figure it out.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
It was so lovely.
100%. I mean, there's days where I don't feel like anything.
Mm,
I'm
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
I'm just me and I'm just living through life. Some days I outfit change 3 times
I was
because
just going to ask you
I
that.
start the day in like baggy shorts and a baggy t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then midway through the day, I feel like I'm going to rock a little crop top and some super cute little leggings and like all pink everything. And then by dinner time, I'm like, no, I'm kind of like, I'm going to rock a really baggy tee and, you know, like some cute leggings because I feel like both. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
You must be reading my mind because I was just going to ask you that. Growing up, I had this every morning I would wake up and I would have like, I'm going to be X today. I'm going to wear my tennis shoes with my jeans rolled up and a baggy tee. And some days it would be like a mid-thigh skirt with a tight shirt. And some days it would be like country with Wranglers and boots on. And I thought I was the only person on the planet that did that. And then I started having conversations with other people and they're like, no, I do the same thing. I still to this day do that. Like sometimes I want to rock a mini skirt and a crop top. And some days I want to wear overalls and like Birkenstocks. And I don't think it should be gendered. It's just fluid.
And I hate a damn skirt. God, if you could see the skirt and dresses. I mean, I like to like go to a formal event and put on a fancy dress because I don't know why. Maybe it's just conditioned. But I wear sneakers and jeans and what did you call me? My monk outfit.
She had
Overalls.
this outfit. She had this outfit on the other day.
I'm gonna wear it
She's
for my
like,
birthday. I think.
She goes, "What do you think?" I was like, "You look like a monk." She was like,
It was a 2-piece free people outfit, and it legit like maybe genie in a bottle kind of vibe.
a little. It was very cute,
Yeah.
but I just don't. I
You
don't
rock
know.
it, Jess. Whatever you want to do. Just like
Exactly.
rock it.
It was funny,
It's
but I'm here for some monk vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And maybe it'll make me be a better person.
maybe.
Oh,
I don't
with
know.
clothing, like I've always struggled a little bit more. Maybe you've felt this, Caitlin, being in a larger body
Yes.
most of your life, being told that you like can't wear super tight things, or like if it doesn't sit right on your hips, like don't wear this instead.
Right.
I mean, in high school, they used to take me to like the old lady stores to
Bingo.
go shop because like that's what would fit me.
Yep.
Being like in between like a 14, 16 in high school.
Good old
right?
Mervin's, the old lady section. Gotta love it. Lived for it.
Oh yeah.
Only thing that fit.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
And
Mervin's is.
my grandma, my mom, whoever would like take me shopping and be like, I don't even know what to do with you.
Yep.
Like, okay, that's so cool.
Thanks.
So like I got what would fit me. And
Yeah.
most of the time it would be like t-shirts.
Yeah, baggy t-shirts.
Like just graphic t-shirts.
Yeah.
And like pants that were very ill-fitting. And you know, back then there was no stretch in anything.
Nothing.
So like I was
Nothing.
walking around like this
Yeah.
with these thick ass thighs because I've had them my whole life. Like I can't
Patches
walk,
on the
I'm
inside.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the
oh my God,
worst.
it was so
The
bad.
worst. Yes. Absolutely
But,
the
like,
worst.
You know, I guess I made it work. Like I would cut up a lot of my clothes and make it fit. I mean, I still do.
Well, that's
Like,
you're super
whatever.
stylish. I mean, you dressed me for the Higgy party. Yeah, I mean, I was like, I don't know what to
I
wear.
did.
Yeah.
You were like, you need animal print. Go. I was like, okay.
You are
You're
very
super
stylish.
stylish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got
Yeah.
such a swaggy like essence to your style.
It's a vibe. It's
It's
a vibe.
I mean, you have a mullet. If you're listening to this on
Mhm.
podcast,
Go to YouTube.
they are rocking
Yeah.
the fucking sexiest
Yeah.
mullet ever. It's curly.
I
And
didn't know
is
she
new.
had curly hair.
This is new. Yeah. No, I don't think you knew you had curly hair.
Either.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just got it highlighted the other day and I am just like living for it. My hairstylist, Annie, she's also a badass bitch. She's an
Okay.
Olympic weightlifter
Ooh.
Mm.
and she is a strong ass bitch. She's also a hair wizard.
I
This
love
is
that
what
so much. I love that so much.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just,
I
want all
just
the
said-
strong bitches in my circle.
But you
All of them.
also
Good.
like have gone from barber haircuts through these photos that we've done. You've gone from like barber haircuts to now this shaggy mullet to that first photo shoot you had. Was it short hair?
I think, wasn't it?
I had
Oh.
short hair. It was like about what my top length
I-
is.
Yeah.
And it was faded. I was 100% barbered up.
Yes.
And then that one that I did with my friend.
Oh, that's right.
um,
That's right.
That one was super hard for me because I hadn't had a haircut in a while. And I was like, oh no, my sides are long, my top is like, because I was kind of like growing out and reshaping my hair.
That's right.
And the sides were long, like I could feel it on my ears. I didn't like that. It wasn't laying properly.
But those
So
are still
like,
some of my favorite photos.
yeah, I know. I
That's so
dyed it the
crazy.
rose gold, which I felt really good about. So
Yeah.
that kind of like masks a little bit of that insecurities.
Mm.
But they turned out amazing. And I'm like, oh,
I'm hot at every stage. Like, you can't tell me shit. Yes.
Yeah. But I was like going through like that was kind of when I was working through like, what do I want to do? Do I want to grow my hair back out? Do I want to keep cutting it? Like, what's going on here? And that was a lot of in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of hair is a very sensitive subject for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because again, society tells us it's supposed to be a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for all hair types. And there's a lot of regulation around hair. There's a lot of things that can't be free about your hair, right? Like we're told that it has to look a certain way. And I hate that as a society, we have put that into a box because hair is one of the best ways to express like gender and euphoria in your body,
or joy
and
different
and
colors.
happiness.
And it's also like a weird what are your friends doing, right? Like for the younger kids who haven't quite branched out on their own maybe, but like it's like all the girls in this particular school wear their hair this way, or you know, it's a little different maybe like post high school, but like it's like what is everybody doing instead of what makes you feel good in your body, you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell your younger self?
Yeah,
sitting where you are now, what would you tell your younger self? What's one piece of advice?
Oh gosh. You know what? My mom has been a hairstylist. I was able to cut my hair and do whatever I want, dye it colors, pretty much dress the way that I wanted to dress. I mean, I convinced my mom like in second grade to let me wear the cargo zip off short. Like I say that I'm like a late bloomer, but I've been kind of doing this stuff like my whole life. It's just now I guess because of the younger generations now, there's like actually something to say about it, but I've been kind of doing this stuff my whole life. But I definitely had moments of trying to fit into boxes for sure. Maybe to not push the feminine energy as much as I did. Like I definitely had those times. I think I was in elementary school when I snuck shaving my legs the very first time. I don't shave my legs anymore because fuck that shit. I'm allergic to everything and my legs break out and it's stupid.
Yeah.
For me, in my brain, if you do it, that's fine.
Right.
But my mom was always prim and proper and shaved and hair done a certain way, like, you know, and in a smaller body too. So like,
bingo.
I always thought that I had to do that, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe I would just tell my younger self, like, just keep doing you and you don't have to do what the other people are doing, even if they were just like little moments.
Right. Because it sounds like your mom empowered.
Elementary school when I shaved my legs and I cut my leg. That's the only way my mom found out.
I think I may have been too.
I cut my entire leg.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to do anything. I could barely breathe. I did not do that.
I think maybe I was in junior high.
It sounds like your mom though, correct me if I'm wrong, was really supportive once you started leaning into what felt good for you. Okay.
There's always been some sort of pushback.
Okay.
But I'm a freaking tank and I just blow through all of them. Because like I'm gonna do what feels good for myself.
Right.
Yeah.
So
YOLO.
I would get like a lot. I would get earfuls at a time. I still get earfuls, right?
Yeah.
Tattoos. Oh, don't get this, don't get that. It's gonna look bad and like whatever. I'm gonna get it because it feels right for myself.
Yeah.
Right.
that obviously has a meaning and I'm going to do that. Or,
Right.
you know, are you sure you want to wear that tank top because like your pudge is showing or something like that, you know?
Mm.
Like,
Let it
I
show.
got a lot of that, and like I had to work through a lot of that,
Right.
Okay.
and maybe I faked a lot of confidence
Mm.
to actually gain that confidence to get to it.
I like that.
I got a
Fake it
lot
till
of
you make it.
pushback.
Yeah. Yeah.
My biggest bullies in my life have been my family.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah, 100%.
I think we should shine some light into that, because the majority of people that have a history of dysmorphia or eating disorders or just issues, body issues, oftentimes stem from the people that are the closest to them.
Yeah.
Siblings, mothers, aunts, grandparents, the people and the voices that they put the most trust in.
Yeah, they should feel
are the ones that do the
safe
most
and empowered.
harm.
Yeah.
And that is very traditional in this country. Like, it shouldn't be normalized, but people need to know that if that is happening to you, you are not alone in that ship, right?
Mhm.
It happens to all of us. And it is something that it's hard to quiet the voices that you put the most weight in, but it is possible. And it's possible by setting boundaries. It's possible by protecting yourself. It's possible by knowing that you have a voice and you have a platform and you have other people out here who are cheering you on and supporting you and loving you. It is hard. It's very hard.
I think it's a great way to say that, but I think you also have to reallocate the weight. And to Ally's point, like, you're like, I'm around such bad bitches now, right? And I was like going through COVID, just like thinking about my life and who am I around? And like, I need to reassess this. And because yes, I'm in my head, but like, why I need to be around people that I feel empowered by. We don't agree all the time, but like,
no,
don't fuck with each other. Like,
Right.
you know, and so I think reallocating the weight, like realizing like, yes, that's your family. Yes, they made you. Yes, that's your blood, but you also get to choose who's in your life and you get to allocate the weight of how heavy you allow them to make you
Influence.
feel influence. Yes, all of that, right?
Yeah.
And how do you surround yourself? Because as you have blossomed into Ally, whoever Ally is at that particular time, you're just getting more and more amazing people around you and empowering you and lifting you up as you just like blossom into organically who you are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had to set a lot of boundaries. I moved away at 18. College was my out,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And I moved from Pennsylvania to South Carolina, and I never looked back.
Yeah.
Right.
Briefly, but there was a very low point in my life where I thought that I was going to have to move back. But then I actually found powerlifting, and it literally saved my life. But going through college and understanding that I can make my own community
Right.
around me.
That's it. You get to pick who's in your life.
Like, dude, that was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so empowering.
I don't have to be torn down with
No.
every like breath that I make.
No.
Right.
Right. I had a rather traumatic childhood, and I think that's why I kind of like just pushed on like the identity things as much as I did, and just whatever, because everything else in my life was awful.
Yeah.
So if that was my one thing that I had for myself, I was damn sure going to keep it.
I love that.
Or push as hard as I could to have it.
Yeah.
Right.
No one could take that away from you.
Yeah. Nobody could take that part away from me.
Yeah.
Right.
So I like going into college, I just had dinner last night with one of my two of my college friends. And we had a blast, you know, like those are people that will be in my life for the rest of my life, because that's my family now.
Right.
No. And every time I get around my family, they still have something to say about, oh, your shoulders are getting really big. Or like, oh, I see you still have like those genetic thick thighs that like nobody in the family has. Or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like always stupid ass shit, right?
I'd be like, thanks a lot. That was great. It
Yeah.
made me feel really good. Anything
Yeah,
else?
and it
Anything
makes me
else?
feel-
Yeah.
so fantastic. Or like just like the looks that I get, right?
Right.
I had some family come to competition, like look at me up and down, you know. When I first started lifting and all of that, they were super like, whoa, whoa, don't get too big, don't get too whatever, right? So like I had to ration the allowance of like when they could see me lift and like come to competitions and
Right.
stuff. I did a lot of it on my own at first.
Good.
And now I'm just at a point where I don't care. My family can come, like, but they've also seen how much I care, and I'm just gonna live as authentically me.
Yeah.
I love that.
But there is the level of like, you're not allowed in this space. I mean, you had to like set boundaries until you knew that if the boundaries were crossed, it would be okay. It wouldn't affect you.
Yeah.
I've set a lot of boundaries of like, this is the space that I'm taking up, and I'm sorry, but you can like look on, or you can be supportive, or you can leave.
Heck yes.
Love that.
You're either pulling my ponies in the same direction or get the fuck off my boat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or you're a weight in my wheelbarrow, baby.
Yeah. None of those analogies made any sense.
None
but
of them. One of them.
You know what we're talking about, right? Like ponies and boats and wheelbarrows.
Yeah.
But if you're not pushing in the right direction, you're counteracting my entire progress. You have actually hindered me. Get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah. Let me shine.
Let me shine.
So you've said this several times that weightlifting changed your life and you just fell in love with it and saved your life and all of these things. I want you to talk about why. And then I want you to also speak to people who are scared to go to the gym or to join these groups because they feel like they don't belong, but they're interested. So like, talk about what was it that made you be like, oh my God, this is my fucking jam. This is my community.
So I always liked lifting weights, and I think that's part of like the masculine energy kind of stuff. So like throughout college and whatnot, I started lifting weights to counteract the marching band season. I was on drumline and I needed something active to kind of like just keep me going and get that like energy out. So I started lifting with the bros, you know?
Yeah.
Love that.
And then I didn't graduate college. I got really, really sick. I had a terrible migraine that landed me in the hospital. I ended up having nerve spasms and nerve damage in my shoulder and neck from stress. And all of that. So take care of your bodies, right?
Yeah.
Take care of your mind. Take care of yourself first before anything else. I was just going way too hard on everything and worried about just way too many things that I shouldn't have even been worried about. So that took like 6 months of my life away from me. And when I decided like I need to get back into the gym because it's something that I enjoy, and even if I'm just pushing like a little bit of weight, I need to be doing
just
something.
moving your body,
like
right?
I can finally move my arm again and hold a pencil. So I'm going to get active again. Like I have to do this or I'm not going to be here next year.
Right.
Like physically on the planet. Right.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like my lowest point in my life. I was going to a gym and I met my coach, and like we just started talking. He's like, hey, I'm starting up this business. I have programming if you're interested. And honestly, like the rest is history.
Yeah.
But like, I knew that I had a greater purpose. Like that interaction was like meant something, right?
Yeah. You can feel it.
I was literally scraping pennies together in my car to pay him for programming. Because I knew that I needed this, and this was almost single-handedly changing my life at that time, at that point, right? So I just knew like that I had to do that. And being in that community and surrounded by people, my confidence slowly started to like build back up, and I started feeling good about myself. I mean, just like moving around, getting strong again and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And eventually, like, all of a sudden, I don't even know when it happened, like something switched and I started being that person that was empowering others.
Yeah.
You were good
And
at it.
literally, what was that?
You were good at it.
Yeah.
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 I mean, like literally overnight, I was like, what the fuck just happened?
I remember being at a photo shoot with a bunch of other really strong women, and you were encouraging people and people were looking up to you.
Yeah.
And I remember you kind of like giving me this look of like, I am that bitch now.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember that?
You
we
did
were
it at the
upstairs in
Hickey
that
photo shoot,
bedroom
too.
and you were the same at the Hickey photo shoot. How you just were like, yeah, we're doing it.
You're the reason Tara put on the bikini. There,
That was my bikini.
That was your bikini.
That was your bikini. Not only was
That
it you.
was my bikini.
You even
I was
held the
like,
towel for her to change into. Yeah.
She was looking for like an outfit change. Like we were all changing swimsuits and stuff. And she was like, kind of just sitting there and like looking. I was like, do you need an extra suit? I was like, I have this one and nobody has worn it. Literally everybody wore all of my swimsuits and I brought like 20 swimsuits that
You
day.
did. A little backstory. We had a Hickey photo shoot down in Wilmington at the beach. We had a group of women come out and we were doing like surfboard photos. We were doing product photos and we asked everybody to bring a couple of changes of clothes. Well, one of our guests had a one piece on, but you could tell that she was like itching to get outside of her comfort zone.
The group was giving her life.
And it was just like, it was like this fueled energy of like, you can do it. I have the bikini. Let's change.
She's kind of like,
and it was this like nervous energy. And one of my favorite photos from that entire shoot is where she's down on the beach. Look at my goosebumps.
yeah.
She's down on the beach and the entire crew is cheering her on and hugging her.
Yeah. And she's,
she's
like
like-
out there.
She's got like her little Hickey thing. And it was like the coolest moment ever. And you were the catalyst of that.
Yeah.
Like you are that person because I think you know what it feels like to be in need. Like your inner child knows what that feels like. And you're like, I can reparent right now.
Yeah.
I have the opportunity to reparent. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to watch. It really is. It's so cool to watch.
100%. Like I've been that person that like didn't have the support.
Yes.
You know? So if I'm able to be that person, even if I'm all by myself, like just sitting there hyping somebody up, like luckily Kelly joined me and we were like holding towels around her, like trying to get her changed. Like she was holding onto my arm so she wasn't like falling over. I mean, like talking about stripped down naked, like trying to change
doing the things that make you feel uncomfortable. Like, yes,
it changed her life.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like that moment literally changed my life. And I'm like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
It changed
I
hers too.
am that bitch, but like also
How cool.
These bitches are where it's at.
Yeah.
Literally. And I think
because you give me power.
Well, and you're the kind of person that you take power, you step up into your power, and then you turn around and you put your hand down and help bring up people to your level, right? You're not just like, look at me, I did it all on my own. You turn around and put your hand out for the person to come up with you.
And this is the community that we're trying to build. That is the community. Like, let's go high, let's go hard, let's do it together, but let's turn around. And who are we doing it for?
Right.
You know?
Right. Like we want to create that community where people feel seen and embraced and encouraged to do the big scary things and take up space and put the bikini on and try powerlifting and weightlifting and strongman competitions. Yes.
To do boudoir and to lift up your skin folds, to put Hickey on. And like,
what's your tattoo say?
Yeah.
Take up space.
Oh.
I literally have it tattooed on my freaking arm.
Yes.
I don't think I even knew that.
I don't think I knew that either.
Do you know how many like people say something or like that this has encouraged them to take up the space and like do something out of their comfort zone?
Yeah.
It's insane. This weekend alone, I think I had like 4 or 5 women come up to me and say, I saw you compete at this competition last year and you encouraged me to be on this stage and sharing it with you today.
Boom.
Love that.
Purpose.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I get it.
Take up all the space that you need. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go. we're going together, and I will help you along this journey.
Yep. I don't care if it's
Absolutely deserve it.
Yep. I don't care if you're listening and it's like you want to get into the gym, you want to power lift. I don't care if it's like postpartum body and you just want to go to the mall. I mean, just go. Take up space. Don't worry about what people are thinking about you. Don't worry. They don't care about you. Go find joy.
Well, and I think I want you to talk really briefly about finding movement that creates joy in your life and no longer using working out as a punishment, more of a celebration of your body. Can you talk into that just really briefly?
Yeah. So, I mean, going back, like my mom always took me to the gym and whatnot because I was larger than her. And it did feel like a punishment of like doing all the machines at Bally's. You know, we're going to do this little circuit.
Shout out.
We're going to do the circuit for your abs because you have a little stomach on you. So you're going to do all of these machines and then we're going to walk the track and whatnot. And it never felt fun to me. And then setting those boundaries and moving away and finding joy, like in lifting on my own. And it was like my thing and not something that I was told to do.
Yeah.
I learned that I could do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
I hate machines.
Yeah.
I don't like doing any machines.
Yeah.
I feel powerful when a barbell is in my hand or a dumbbell is in my hand or like picking up some heavy rock or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes me feel powerful. If machines make you feel powerful, that's fine. But just learning and going to the gym and like I've had so many times where I've just gone in the gym and I'm like, what am I going to do today?
Yeah.
Especially early off. And I would just like do what felt right to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it didn't even have any like flow or anything. I'd be like, okay, I want to do the cable machine now. Okay, now I want to do like lunges just because I feel like it.
Yeah.
Right.
And eventually like snowballed into where I'm at today because I went with like what I like.
Yeah. Yeah.
At this point, do I like everything that I do? No, because I have a coach and I have weaknesses I have to work on.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Not everybody is going to be a high level athlete like I am.
Right.
And I completely understand that.
Right.
But if something feels good to you, take that and run with it.
Yeah. Because we're conditioned that.
There's seasons of it too.
Yeah.
There's seasons of it. You don't have to always do something.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of outgrowing powerlifting at this point in my life.
Right.
And strongman is taking over. And that's completely fine. Powerlifting will always be there.
Right. Right. And we're just conditioned as a society that you work out because you are supposed to live in a smaller body.
Right.
And the thing that helped me the most in my journey, because I was an athlete through college. I mean, my body was my tool and I broke it at any way, shape, or form that I had to work out. It was like broken or not, right? It was like, just, this is your tool. It's how you're getting by in life and you have to just do it, right? So for me, things felt like a punishment. It felt like, why do I have to do this? And then finding things like if dance is your jam, if hiking or kayaking is your jam, if paddleboarding is your jam, whatever brings your body joy, movement is a happy place. It's a place to feel empowered. It's a place to feel embraced for who you are and not a body that you could have. The body that you're having now should feel joyful in the movement that you're doing, right?
Mine is always turning off my brain. Nothing can turn off my brain. And so like it was running for a long time because then I could like, but that never really turned off my brain.
Right.
And then I went into hot yoga, loved hot yoga. And you have to pay attention or you could die. So I had to like not think, right? And so I've kind of gotten out of hot yoga. I moved and all of these different things with COVID, but I've recently, we're not paid for this or anything, but I recently found Orange Theory and I love it because it's so intense. Like you go in and it's like the music is so loud that like you really can't think about anything anyway.
Right.
And then you're rowing or you're like, I do the elliptical because I'm low impact. And then like you're lifting and you're just pushing yourself. And I'm like looking at my heart rate. And I'm like, yes. And, it's just like so intense. You don't have a moment to stop or you're not, you're not keeping it. And I love it. And when I leave there, I'm like, I just feel like I had therapy. It's like, it's mental health for me for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And not doing it for the scale, not doing
No.
it for the way your body's changing, not doing it for any other reason except just finding joy in the being that you are.
And honestly, the scale has nothing to do with the size of your body.
Nothing.
I stopped getting on the scale myself. I bought a size up in jeans, and I feel like a brand new bitch.
The best thing you can do in your life is to stop weighing yourself.
And I'm not, it's just about what you think in your head. It's like, oh, I got to be below this number, or I have to fit into those jeans, or whatever it is. Like, no, buy new jeans and be a bad bitch.
Yep.
I will say I stepped on the scale this weekend for competition just to see where I was at.
Yeah.
And there was a point in my life, like after I had cut weight, I stopped stepping on the scale.
Yeah.
Just because it was a mental thing. Now I'm at a point where I just step on the scale just to see where I'm at. Like just for funsies, I'm gonna see like what someone my size is capable of, right?
Yeah.
And just in case there are people out there, I weigh 280 pounds. I am 5'6", and I'm a bad fucking bitch. Okay?
We love it.
That's all I'm saying. That number means absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Like there are people that are more, less than me, like whatever. Your capabilities and who you are as a human have nothing to do with that number on the scale. And for so long, I like ignored that or was obsessed with it, ignored it, whatever. Now I just kind of like live in harmony with it. Like it's kind of more not even a track, like just to see where I'm at. Like
right.
If I lose 10 pounds, I lose 10 pounds. If I gain 10 pounds, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's completely fine. I have such a better relationship with my body, just knowing that I'm taking up the space.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying.
And you deserve it.
Yeah.
Let's
absolutely.
So when is your next competition? Where are you competing next?
I have a fundraising competition coming up in 2 weeks in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
It's at the Fayetteville Tattoo Convention.
Oh,
How
cool.
fitting. It's a bench press and deadlift competition. So that's just going to be a fun day, and YOLO.
You're going to get a tattoo.
You're definitely going to get a tattoo.
Maybe. We'll see. You know me. It's like you know me or something. And then after that, I am throwing in my very first official Highland Games.
Oh.
That's at the end of April. And I'm really excited about throwing and starting a newer journey just to kind of, that complements what I do as a strength athlete.
Right.
And go out there and have some fun on a field.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Go heavy shit.
That's awesome.
After that, I am hosting my very first competition in Summerville, South Carolina at Titus Strength and Fitness. I'm hosting it.
Awesome.
And co-hosting. And we're trying to have an awesome day. So
awesome. So if people wanted to find you, where, what are your social handles? How do people get a hold of you?
Yeah. So Instagram, it's abs, ABBS _in progress. And that is my main account, abs in progress.
Love that.
And I pretty much post a little bit of everything on there. I do have a boudoir account, like a modeling account that is Miss _thicker than. And I have had to make that private, unfortunately. But if you add me on Abs in Progress and just like shoot me a message, I'll accept your follow request on Miss Thicker Than.
Love that.
Also on TikTok, I'm Miss Thicker Than, Miss _thicker than.
Love that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, keep me posted on these events. I mean, just text me because I would love, Hickey would love to sponsor you with product.
Love
you know,
that.
or whatever it is that you could possibly need will help you out.
We love that. We love that. Well, thanks for coming on today with the body. This was a super enlightening and I think super powerful metaphorically and literally. Is that
And all of the
and all the other
all the illegalies.
but we love you.
We love you.
And we're so thankful for you.
You're motivating and empowering and happy and joy. And you've been so supportive of not
Both
only
of
our
us.
businesses, but the podcast. And we're just really grateful for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When I see something I believe in, which is y'all too, I go hard.
We love
know.
that. We love that.
It brings us joy.
Well, thank you for coming. We love you.
We love you.
Love you.
Bye.
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 Yay. Thanks,
Yay.
friend. You did so good. How are you feeling?
Thank you.
That was great.
Yeah, I really wanted to. I didn't have a place to fit it in, but I wanted to talk about that really funny time when we were at my this fucking plant. When we were and you were like, "I'll break the stick," and we were like, "All right, you break the stick."
I
Broke your ass instead.
And
Yeah.
it was like she went down to like try to break the stick and bounced off the ground and like
That big old booty. It was like, boom.
it was like
I think a little bit overconfident.
It was
and
awesome.
I think that I'm super strong, and then sticks are stronger than me.
yeah,
It was funny.
the
That
funniest. And we laughed.
I cried laughing.
Oh my
We
God.
cried for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Thank God you did
Yeah,
only
I
because
was
she didn't
like,
get
"God,
hurt.
laugh."
She didn't get hurt.
But and all of us were like, and then you started laughing.
I'm fine.
Is the
I
stick
got it.
broken? No. Okay. Let me get the saw. It was awesome.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, and then you got up and broke it,
Yeah.
didn't you?
I don't remember that part.
And snapped the other side of it.
Me?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a really good video if so.
Well, yeah, I
I'd
don't
be
know.
like,
know.
yeah.
That's funny as fuck. All right, my friend.
Yeah.
I love
Thank
you.
you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.